This is Perigaea Tarot. I am here to do your reading. So I'm going to be asking the universe about anybody who could be dealing with a third party situation. What is the deal with that? You know what? I just realized I forgot to light my candle. 1 second. See if I can do it quickly. Oh, maybe not. All right. We'll just leave them unlit for now. All right. Universe, what can you tell me for my Virgos? What is the person on my Virgo's mind? Is there a third party in the situation? And if so, how does their person feel about the third party? Is there a third party in this situation? And if so, interesting. So, Chariot, so there could be a Cancer sign, or it could be a car. There could be some kind of issue with a car. Is there a third party in the situation with my Virgo's person who is on their mind? I'm getting an energy here, like I'm getting an energy here, like maybe your person wants you to think that there's a third party because because it makes them feel like a big shot, kind of, and so they might be either letting you. This feel like I'm seeing this person with their arms folded and then the sword up. It's almost like this is somebody who's just smiling in your face and not offering you any information and just being like, oh, well, maybe, because it satisfies them emotionally to feel like you're jealous, I guess. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. We'll get some more. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to light my candles. All right, movie magic. It's done. So, all right, universe, is there a third party in this situation? Interesting. Interesting. So this could be somebody who is gratified by, I'm picking up, this could be someone who's gratified the dynamic by the dynamic of undefined, potentially sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Why is my vocabulary so messed up these days, you guys? I'll get it back, I promise. Unconventional relationships, or unconventional definitions, sort of blurred lines around relationships, because with the Hierophant in the reverse here, with the Four of Wands, it feels like it's somebody who is both sort of in a relationship but not committed. It feels almost not like necessarily a situationship, but just one of those things where it's like they like keeping people on the hook because it feeds all, because with the King of Swords is not an emotion. It's swords, it's not emotion. And so that's like they're giving only sword, but then like all the emotion, they've got all the emotions, I guess you could say. They've got all the validation, they've got all the narcissistic supply, and it's satisfying them personally. So this could be somebody who they like making you think that they have a third party. The conflict, the jealousy, I would say that they get off on it. That was the first thing that came to me when that came out. Yeah, it's almost like this could be somebody who purposefully, and this harkens back to the last reading that I did yesterday about somebody who coping mechanisms, how a coping mechanism can be someone who tries to make other people jealous, who tries to bring in third parties, because what that does is it feeds this sense of importance. It feeds validation. It feeds them narcissistic supply. And, say for example, if somebody grew up feeling like, emotionally rejected in the environment in which they grew up, and like their emotions weren't acceptable, and they had to basically not experience them and disassociate from them. Well, a way for their emotional needs to be sort of like in an unhealthy way fulfilled would be creating a mechanism that allows them to draw envy or attention or support from another person. And so this can be like a coping mechanism. It isn't necessarily motivated by a wicked heart, but, it's certainly not fun for the person who's having it done to them. So is there a third party, universe, with my Virgo's person? Page of Wands in the reverse. I sense with your person right now, what's happening is that they are losing that excitement or thrill or the sensations they used to get from doing that, I think they are completely, it's losing its luster and even its ability to make them feel good. I think that they're, in a way, they're outgrowing this, or even the universe could be forcibly sort of forcing them to outgrow this. And so is there, oh, with the Three of Cups in the reverse throwing itself out though, this could be somebody who is almost like a terminal, like they want to have third parties in their relationships. They want, because they feel like it makes the person that they're with, that it makes them kind of codependent. It makes them emotionally codependent. It makes this person emotionally needy because their feelings are not being fulfilled. Their needs emotionally are not being fulfilled. And this, you could definitely be dealing with an Aries, makes them feel very strong, potent. It makes them feel wanted. It makes them feel like they're in control, like they're controlling the situation. You know, it almost feels to me like somebody who's never really experienced real, real trust and real love. Sorry for the dogs outside, guys. And so they've settled for dynamics that simply put them in a position of control, and from which they are able to draw a feeling of importance or just energy. You know, because that being able to draw energy and attention and focus, or even envy out of people, jealousy, can, although it is not the same essence of love, it can give us sort of an artificial payoff that can at least to some degree satisfy the need for love. It doesn't really give us love, but it placates it artificially in a toxic way. But what I'm sensing is that this person's self-esteem, you know, could be based in that. And you know, that could be something that they're needing to come out of. I'm almost sensing that, you know, with the Magician in the reverse, it almost feels like they know. Like it doesn't feel like somebody who tries to deny it or hide it. In fact, I would say they even try to slip you into a situation where it seems clear that they're going to, you know, they're trying to make you suspicious. They're trying to make you worried, because they like that feeling, or at least this is how they've been up until now. If this is your person who we spoke about in the last reading is somebody who's coming out of toxic dynamics, then who's coming out of their toxic coping mechanisms, then this could be something that, you know, that they are realizing about themselves and that they're being forcibly refined out of. I definitely think you could be dealing with a fire sign here, because our only core, well, we have 2 core cards. You could be dealing with any sign, really. There's strong Leo, strong Taurus, Gemini, and Virgo. So yeah, so this is somebody who, and that's the thing, is that the coping mechanisms, some people just mess around with others for fun, even though they don't need to, just because they're kind of a jerk. But some people, you know, these mechanisms are built upon a strong and profound need to fill a wound that was not filled. So, oh, underneath the deck we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, the High Priestess. So this feels like you. So this is somebody who, they could have been purposefully breadcrumbing you, or I'm almost seeing like them purposefully trying to give you reasons to suspect, because they want envy and attention from you. They want you to be jealous, essentially. But whether or not that's because they're just trying to increase, you know, your desire for them, or because they're just wanting to feed off of you narcissistically, we'll see. You know, because we all remember Mr. Rochester, right? So 10 of Pentacles to the 5 of Pentacles. What I'm almost sensing here is someone who is hoping to create an appearance of bounty, by creating it in themselves, by creating the feeling of poverty in you. This could be speaking to somebody who I feel like what it's really about is trying to increase the sense of their value in your eyes. They want you to see them as the light inside the church that you're desperate for. They want you to want them very desperately. We will find out, though, if that is because they just want to be wanted and to use you and discard you, or because they actually want you, and you know, and are trying to make you want them. So with the Two of Wands to the Three of Swords, yeah, I think that this could be somebody who maybe is trying to keep you on hold in a place where it seems like they're making up their mind, in a third-party situation, because it makes them feel important. It makes them feel valuable. Excuse me. Yeah, with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like this is you. You're just like, what is going on? Why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you investing in me? What the heck is happening? Yeah, Two of Pentacles, they want you to feel juggled. They're wanting you. They're wanting you. I feel like there's also an element of them wanting you to put in all the effort, because that also is very flattering. But with the Sun in the reverse, yeah, we have strong Leo here. The Sun in the reverse, this is someone who's just generally trying to sort of string you along from a place of lack of clarity, you know, where you just don't, they have to keep you fed just enough. Like it can't be a completely negative scenario, but they have to keep you fed and interested just enough so that you'll keep, you know, reaching out and trying to get your needs fulfilled, because you're hopeful that they will be fulfilled. All right, so we're going to get some clarifiers on this. All right, universe, can you give me an oracle card on what are my Virgo's person, what are their motives towards Virgo? And how do they feel towards Virgo? I cry at night. Oh my God. So I feel that what I'm picking up from this is an energy of somebody who either is feeling extremely empty and really, I think it's that they really want you. I think that they're keeping up this veneer, that this is some kind of personality or like outer shell that they've created in their life that helps that is like formed the way that in their adult years they have engaged with romantic dynamics. And it's the thing that makes them, that allows them to hide their true heart. It's the thing that allows them to sort of come out on top and feel desirable, and to hide how they really feel. Which I feel, and I feel like this woundedness from their childhood is something that they're reaching a point where they're actually either having to face it right now, or they're going to have to very, very soon. Because this is obviously like it's a facade. It's like all of this feels like this energy of like, oh yeah, I'm so great. Oh, look at me, fancy pants. And like, oh yeah, me, I always get what I want. And then it's like they're crying at night. You know, like it's not. Universe, how does my Virgos, I can't come to you now. This feels like very sincere energy. And I just, especially if you're dealing with a Leo, you know, Leos tend to be, you know, they have hurt me. I feel like we saw this one earlier too. This could be dealing with mother wound again. This is what we were talking about last time, and they have hurt me came up. It's like referring to that mother wound that makes it so hard for them to open up their heart and really show their vulnerabilities to somebody. And so they create all this nonsense to sort of make them able to create this veneer of value and importance so that they don't have to open up their heart to someone and feel the same rejection that their mother made them feel. Because that is essentially in our adult life what we're seeking healing in, you know, people who've been wounded, you know, by a mother or a father in their childhood hope to find the love that can, I mean, when they open up to love in their adult life, if they are rejected by somebody of the same sex as the parent who rejected them, it feels like the same rejection, but all the way down to the core of their childhood needs. And it's very unbearable. And so this is someone who guards those wounds with their with all this nonsense. It's like it's all protection of their ego and of their inner child is what it feels like. So let's get some clarifiers first, and then I'll get another oracle card at the end. So what is this Nine of Cups to? Yeah, I feel like what this is that this person, you know, in player dynamics, people, it's like the conflict, the anger to them makes them feel is like handing them a puppy dog or a candy bar. It's like, yeah, you love me, you so much, you want me so much, because look how upset you are that I'm with somebody else. Like the conflict of that kind of a dynamic feeds them and makes them feel that they are loved. I'm also sensing that this could be somebody who, you could be dealing with a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. This is somebody who they want love very deeply, but it's almost like they wait for the other person to come in and show it most. They feel very compelled to remain in control in loving relationships. It's like they want the other person to lose control, but then while they stay cerebral and sort of in control. And so, you know, they stay guarded, and they really do sabotage themselves in that sense. All right, so, but with the Hierophant in the reverse, so the Page of Wands in the reverse, this is somebody who these unconventional dynamics in relationships are really not being, they're not fulfilling any, they're losing the energy and the vitality and the will, the drive to do this any longer. It's like they're reaching a point where they really just need to have an open and sincere relationship with someone and to take a real risk. Because, you know, there's a lot of repercussions to being a player too. You know, you burn a lot of bridges. People start talking, you know, crap about you, and your reputation goes down, you know, goes through down the tank. Yeah. So this definitely feels like somebody who is, I almost feel like they maintain relationships by having, you know, third party dynamics, not necessarily sexual ones, but ones where the person that they're with thinks that that they might be talking to somebody else, because it keeps them sort of on the hook. It keeps them disempowered and codependent and begging for what they need because they're not receiving it. You know, and it keeps them in this position of power. But as to whether or not there actually is a person, we'll see. Because I'm not seeing another queen here. I'm seeing a lot of implication of these kinds of things, but I'm not seeing an actual person. We'll see. So what is this Nine of Cups to the Five of Wands? What is this Nine of Cups to the Five of Wands? Yeah, this is somebody who, they are getting exhausted from this kind of engagement. Also, I feel like with you, you're not engaging. You're not fighting for them. You're not acting jealous or crazy. You're not reaching out to them. And this is like really bothering them, because I think that this is what they're used to. They're used to getting their satisfaction from, because you're in the reverse here with these cards, and it's like they haven't gotten what they wanted out of you. You're not begging. You're not being overly emotional. And what is this Five of Wands? Yeah. And with this Ace of Cups, it's like you're just being universally compassionate towards them, but you're not letting them drag you through the mud with jealousy and nonsense. The Magician, you're staying in your power. You're staying in this place where you're just like, yeah, no, I understand all of this. And it's like you're not cooperating with the situation and letting it pull you in and take control of you. It's almost like they're offering you this cup of nonsense where it's like, come on, you know, drink this bullshit with me. Let's be stupid. And you're like, nah, like, no, thank you. I think I'll just no. And this is kind of rattling them. And I would say that this is also causing them to really respect you. With the King of Swords, they're seeing that, like, oh, I can't play this person. What is this King of Swords to this? Is there anything else for this Five of Wands? I would say also, yeah, it's like they haven't been able to satisfy that manipulative thing that they usually get from people. They haven't been able to get that from you. What is this King of Swords to the Five of Cups? So I would say that they, with the Page of Swords in the reverse, like I feel like they're trying to present like the King of Swords, but with the Page of Swords in the reverse, they're like, oh my God. Like they're trying to make it seem like they're in control and they know exactly what's going on, but in reality they're the Page of Swords in the reverse and they're like panicking and like they don't know what's going on. They have no idea where you're coming from. They're just trying to put off this veneer of like, no, I'm cool. Like I'm totally under control, and they're like, ah, God. Yeah, and they have no idea what you're thinking. Like they can't find out. Like they're probably stalking you online, and they can't figure out what you feel, and it's bothering them, and they're not getting the emotional payoff they were hoping to get. What is this King of Swords to the Two of Cups? Yeah, instead there's this sober state of judgment. There's somebody being sober-minded. I would definitely say too that they are hoping, they really respect you. Like they're seeing the way that you're comporting yourself, and they just feel so much respect for you that they're like, wow, you know, like this person is not an idiot. With the Moon in the reverse, I feel like this is them not only becoming aware of their own BS, but seeing that they are not capable of making you, you know, of sending you down into the depths of your own fear and making you react like a teenager. You know, it's like you're in control. And you basically, like, they're hoping for a reunion and for a revival, whereas you're kind of like, I don't know, man. If you're going to behave this way, then I'm just going to leave. And that they're like, what? Like, they're like, I didn't get my payoff. Where is it? What is this Two of Cups? Yeah, so with this Ace of Pentacles, they're wanting to come back in, but, you know, for some of you, not necessarily all, but for some of you, this could be somebody who's reinvesting because they haven't gotten their payoff yet. It's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, if a player isn't able to play you, then they'll keep digging in, and they'll keep trying and harder to deceive you until they finally get you to drop your defenses, and then they can, because, you know, a player needs to convince you that they genuinely want to love you, so you'll drop your defenses and they can get inside your emotions. And but yeah, I feel like what this is mostly about right now from these cards is, I feel like this person is hoping, they are feeling worthless because of what they're feeling down on themselves right now, and they're hoping to increase the appearance of their value to you here with the Hermit, by making you think that, like, oh yeah, look, I've got other people who want me, when really they're just looking at you, and they're just longingly looking at you, and they want to be with you. Yeah, with the we got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups all in the upright. I do think this person wants to be with you, and they're just trying to create this appearance of their value, but they are too shy to come in. They feel like, you know, maybe they haven't treated, I would say that this is, again, this is about mother wound. They're afraid of rejection, you know, especially from someone that they truly love and want. Let's get an oracle card for you guys. First, what is my Virgo's person who is on their mind? What are they thinking about Virgo? And what progress? Okay. So you know, I do think that that progress is being made, and I think that both parties need to have faith in this situation, that progress is happening. Things are moving forward, even if if you can't see a lot of signs of that. So what is this Hierophant in the reverse to the Page of Wands? Is there anything else for this Two of Cups? Woo. Yeah, so this person, maybe they're tired of fighting. They're tired of being in situations where, you know, they don't want to deal with this. What they want to be happy. You know, they don't want to deal with the drama that comes along with third-party dynamics. And they're seeing also that it causes them to not have real love, what they really want. You know, it's like when we're young and we go into school and we deal with the hostility and fear of school, we build up all these defenses and this personality and this way of engaging with people that is built around those defenses and that desire to never feel embarrassment. But then, you know, when we mature more and we grow up more, we get to a point where we start realizing that it isn't childish and that it is not cowardly or small or immature to face the reality of what our inner child and our true self really wants, and find the courage to try and find fulfillment in that, for that inner self. You know, it's the next level beyond that, you know, where we are no longer just rejecting our own inner self so that we can always save face and always be, you know, cool in other people's eyes or whatever. It's that next level where it's like, oh no, you know, I actually, you know, should be thinking